In today's video, I'm going to show you how to replace your crankcase ventilation filter in your truck. Alright, in order to do this, all you're going to need to do is have a 8mm socket that's deep, and you'll be able to get everything off, everything back on and on the road. The first thing you're going to want to do is take out your engine oil dipstick. Then you're going to want to take off your oil cap, your 710 cap. Next, you've got these 4 bolts on the cover. They are 8mm, so you'll start by taking those off. Yeah, you can kill it. All right, as you're finishing up getting off the last bolt, that's when you're going to take off the cover. Next, you've got 8 bolts, 4 on each side. And then you've got 1 deep. That's why we need the deep. You can't just use a short. I just went ahead and just put on the deep for all of them. No problem. So you'll need a deep one for the 3rd back on the left side. All right, so the next step that you're going to do is take off the cover. You've got all 8 bolts off of it. And what you're going to want to do is just literally put it over to the side here, holding it. The filter is right here on top, so you'll just grab it, put it to the side, grab your new filter, slip it right back in. Make sure it's all the way down, it's secured down in there. And then you are good to go. All right, what you're gonna do to make sure that you do it correctly, you're gonna wanna put the deeper bolts in the 3rd and the 4th back in first before you get anything mixed up. Alright, so now you've got the back 2 on the left that are deep. They're hand tightened down. You got the 4 here and then the front 2 here. You just want to go through hand tightened with a deep. Again, this is an 8mm. Just make sure everything's hand tightened down before you start doing anything else. That's just my procedure, what I do. And then put a little bit more pressure on it and go through. Make sure they're seated down. Again, this is plastic on plastic. So 2 or 3 little turns after this is what I would recommend. You can easily crack these things the more you do it. This is not my truck. On my truck, mine have started to crack and I have problems with this. So for you, what I would just recommend is that you are hand tightening them down first, and then going through just ever so gently with it and snugging them up, not putting too much pressure on there, and you are good to go. All right, as you're putting everything back on, put on the cover first. Then you get your oil dipstick put back in. Then you get your engine oil cap back on. Then you put on your top bolts onto the cover, and you are on your way.